Hello, Praveen. My name is Mridu Kapoor, and on behalf of Vani.coach, I welcome you today. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for welcoming me and giving an opportunity to speak with you. And the coach you have provided me to nurture me to establish a effective communication among all the people to whom I'm interacting to. So thanks again for giving me the opportunity and nominating me to speak with you. Thank you so much.
The pleasure is all mine, Praveen. In fact, I'm always eager to connect with our learners to talk about their journey with Vani. Like you mentioned, you've had an amazing time with Vani. I wanted to know when you were nominated for Vani program, what were your expectations from this journey, from this communication program?
See, I thought that earlier, whatever I had my communication skill, I have my confidence whenever I'm communicating with the people
Hmm.
and to the management level people also. So when I was nominated, I felt glad that what are the lacunas or gray points in my communication
Hmm.
skill that can be improved further. And at that time, I was feeling very amazing that yes, I have been nominated for this improving my communication skill and understanding the international standards for communication, whether it is a formal communication or informal communication, and how to just write up a mail or to make office note or writing a letter for communication with the client. So I Avani course.
Great. So, Praveen, like you said, you wanted to take care of the lacunas and you wanted to, focus on certain things. So, what were those key areas which you thought that this communication program will help you with? And now, after almost 4 months, how do you think, have you been able to take care of those areas, and how has been your overall Vani experience?
See, first of all, I want to convey to you that when I interacted first with my coach, Miss Ekta Singh,
Mm-hmm.
just I have spoken only one word to him, just that you have to just nurture me like the teacher who is when I was in schooling days.
Okay.
So she nurtured me like a student, and I also consider him as a teacher. During the course of this learning, I have conveyed my a great point to her.
Mm-hmm.
My great point was definitely the phonetics, how
Okay.
to pronounce the word,
Mm-hmm.
and also somewhere I was missing this tenses
Okay.
and the article, the use of article at article with the correct word.
Hmm.
And while interacting with her in every interaction, she was guiding me that where is your great point and how you have to improve. She was also sharing me the what we can say the use of articles in a detailed manner.
Mm-hmm.
And also whenever she was interacting to me, she was giving a random topic to me to speak on.
Okay.
And the beauty of just giving a random topic is that you have to come up with your own idea.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you are in a meeting, see, you do not have everything
Right.
decided, pre-decided thing.
Yes.
So in the meeting, the management can ask anything based on their needs and requirement.
Right.
So she has developed me in a manner that whenever you have to speak on any topic, you have to be ready. Not go on searching on the Google and referring to the document or the books
Right.
or the technical specification. You have to go on and bang on it.
Absolutely. Because in real life, we don't have scenarios where we are able to search topics. When we're meeting somebody, we have to carry on with that conversation. And I think Vani helps attune our mind in a way that we begin thinking in a way, in a structured way, so that we meet the listener's need. So like you said, your coach helped you do that. I think it's wonderful. It's amazing that she could focus on the areas that you wanted to, and she has helped you evolve. That's amazing, Praveen. So you have very good number of submissions on the Vani app also. Almost 51 submissions are there on the app. So what motivated you to practice consistently and almost on a regular basis on the app?
See, I can say you in a very simple word. Once you have an interest of learning, everything. Even though, see, the people have a tendency to just make a excuse of not having a time.
Hmm.
So to avoid such excuse, you need to develop the interest. So how the interest develop? Once you see the changes in yourself. The best part of this Vani app is that you are doing your self evaluation. When
Right.
you are listening your recording, you are doing your self judgment that where are the area where we are missing out. So that makes me motivated to just go on the topic and just make an improvement
Mm-hmm.
over the topic, over the given topic. So every time when I go on the topic, I have a chance to learn the new idea, what are the new things going in the world. So that keep me always motivated. And also one thing I can say you that once you go on learning, you come across the word where
Right.
you have a difficulty in pronunciation or where you have a difficulty in understanding the meaning. So that also keep you motivated. That yes, you are going to learn some new word. You are going to learn the phonetics of the word. And in other word, you can while you are reading the newspaper, you also come across the new word and how to use the word in your day-to-day life.
Right.
So these are the things which keep me motivated while learning through the app.
Wonderful, Praveen. You actually put it across in a very simple manner that coming across new words is one thing, like when we read a newspaper, but how do you use those words in real life is very important. In fact, I believe the more you play around with words, you're going to retain it. If you're never going to use that new word, you'll never be able to use it in your everyday life, and you would know that, how can you increase your vocabulary. So knowing a word is one thing, but to regularly use it in everyday scenarios is one thing. And if you're doing that, that's really amazing, that's commendable. And also, like you said, even if it takes 10-15 minutes every day, but it is that motivation within ourselves that we have to spend that time. We have to give that time for our own growth, and that is very crucial for everyone to understand and realize. Praveen, you spoke about coaches and you spoke
And
about,
also,
yes.
I just give you one pause. Sorry for
Sure.
that. In my school days, one of my teachers always says, once you are going on a single topic on each day, you are going to get a new idea out of that. So whenever you are practicing on a similar topic for number of time, you will get n number of idea in your mind. So
Absolutely.
that also a point of concern for me to just continue with the topic. So
Right.
this I also want to add on this.
A very handy tip from your teacher. Thank you for sharing that. Like you said, your coach was there to help you. And then even on the app, there was technology in terms of you listening to yourself and practicing on the app. So, how do you think this combination of two things helped you? Hyper personalization, where everything was personalized according to your own needs. Did that help you?
Yes, definitely it helps a lot. Even though some of the times when I am just writing up the email or just making an inspection report,
Hmm.
which is my day-to-day activity in my professional career, which I am sharing with my coach, and she is always helping me out, whatever it is. But she has never say no to me. She is always helping to me. So this shows that how personal we are when we are learning stage. So this is also a very a kind of motivation or you one thing you always note in your individual life is that Once you demand something and you get of it, then it give a kind of confidence. It is a psychological thing. So that also help a lot when I'm learning through this 1 year.
I'm sure Ekta will be very glad to hear this. That she was able to motivate you so that you could practice consistently, and this program to be a success for you. Thank you, Praveen. So, Praveen, what was the one key learning from Vani program, and how have you been able to demonstrate in your everyday life?
The one key point that I have learned from this Vani app to structure the things. When you do the structuring of the subject, you are going in detail with the subject,
Hmm.
and you are aware that you are addressing to whom. It's also matter a lot.
Right.
You are addressing to the workmen, you are addressing to the staff, client, or any other stakeholder to whom we are interacting to.
Hmm.
So based on the audience, we are preparing the report or the training report so that our communication can be in a such a manner that a layman can also understand. So this is the key point that I have learned from this Vani app, that communication should be in a such a manner that the audience should understand.
Right.
It is not that we are in Oxford University and everyone is a PhD in the English literature. So we have to understand that the people to whom we are interacting
Hmm.
is not so educated, but we have to communicate the subject and to make him understand.
Absolutely.
So how you are understanding my subject, I have to take feedback from him also. This is the also a part of communication.
Absolutely.
So communication is not a one way process, it is a two-way process. If I go on talking to you and if you are not interacting to me, it symbolizes that you are not a good communicator or orator. So these are the things that I have learned from this one.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Praveen. How has Vani impacted your communication with your peers and your subordinates?
Yes, just few minutes before I have told you that whenever I am just making a note or preparing a training document
Hmm.
or PPT or inspection report,
Okay.
we are just listing out that what are the points which I have to discuss in the meeting
Hmm.
or during the training session.
Right.
Most importantly, I have used this Vani communication skill during my meeting and preparing the minutes of meeting.
Okay.
So in the meeting, when we are organizing the meeting, we have to collect the data,
Mm-hmm.
and based on the data, we have to also carry out the analysis. Analysis in the sense that what are the do's and what are the don'ts and what are the way forward. When we are in a meeting, we have to look out all these points that I have learned through the mapping process
Okay.
through the coaches of the Vani. And also in the last, we have to come across the conclusion.
Right.
So without the conclusion and way forward, the all is null and void. So
Absolutely.
these are the things that I have learned and
Mm-hmm.
that I will continue in my professional career also. So that make always a sense. And also a very important thing I want to convey to you that
Yes.
whenever we are in the meeting, we have to with the positive talk.
Hmm.
Why it is required and for whom it is required and why we are speaking.
Absolutely.
And we have to always look into the positive aspect of the meeting or the training.
Hmm.
It should not be like it blame game or just like a policing act, but it should be a fruitful,
Right.
and it must be agreed by all the committee of the
Hmm.
uh, meeting. So it make more sense when we are conducting a meeting or training session. So
Right.
these are the things that I have learned out for this one.
I think kudos to you, Praveen. You've summarized the whole thing, that the communication needs to be effective, precise, to the point, and there should be some takeaway from our meetings. Closing is also equally important as introducing the topic. So thank you, and I'm glad that you are also able to implement the tool works that you learned in your everyday scenarios, in your professional scenarios. That is wonderful. Could you also share an experience where you had to interact with the senior management and you were able to make an impact, or any feedback that you received from your managers?
Yes, of course. My writing skill of email has improved a lot.
Okay,
And during the course of this meeting, we have to never present any data which is always conflicting in nature.
okay,
So in the meeting, there should not be any kind of conflict when we are presenting anything.
right,
That I have all work on it, and I have got a lot many improvement when I am presenting anything to the management level. And also, you have to be very polite. Your sorry, your voice must be very clear and precise
right,
during the course of meeting. Whenever I have given a chance to interact with the management, and I have done with amazing communication skill that I have learned from you. That particular articulation portion that you have
okay.
more emphasizing to use during the course of meeting or when right.
Praveen, I'm sorry, I've lost you. You're not audible. Uh, yes, please.
Yes, I'm saying that whenever we are conducting a meeting, we should not have to present any data which is conflicting in nature.
Right,
We have to very much positive with your data, and we have to impact what are our expectation at the site level.
right.
You know what management want to see,
Hmm.
the real thing, the positive thing, the
Right,
improvement point. That is what in the corporate world. It should be realistic. It should be practically possible solution available. It is not like that we are presenting anything which is not practically possible at anywhere.
right,
So it makes no sense. Even though we have a lot of technology available, lot of equipment is available, but
hmm.
is it practically applicable at the site? That makes more sense. So
Absolutely.
we have to give the solution in a such a manner that it should be realistic, it must be measurable, and it must be practically implementable at the site.
Right.
So during the course of this meeting, I always used to make impact to the management by having all this data with with the thing that is practically possible and with the available solution. You know, during the course of this communication, you are just giving data and you do not have the solution. Then it gives a kind of what we can say wow luck situation in the meeting.
A
The
vague,
management will always ask, yes, you are saying that that we want this, but
right,
it is not practically possible.
right.
So at junction of that time, we are in a very awkward situation.
Hmm.
So that I have also learned in the communication skill that
Okay,
you have to be in a very healthy state when you are in a meeting.
right,
Even though you are something out of the box, you must have to speak individually with the management.
right,
So whenever I have a given a chance to speak with the management or interacting with the management, I always want to make a impactful presentation or the data or the solution I was available with me, and with that I have made more impact to the management when I am interacting to.
wonderful, Praveen. It's so amazing to hear your feedback, and the fact that you have been able to implement it in different spheres of your life. Any specific feedback that you've received now that we've almost completed the program? Any specific feedback you've received from your managers or the senior management regarding your presentations?
Yes, a number of time
Okay.
I have got complimented from the top management. There has been time when I am doing the internal audit. During that time, I have got a compliment from my
Uh-huh.
management that
Okay.
I have done the audit, and the report that I have prepared was in a
Mhm.
very precise manner, and it
Okay.
is as per the requirement of the management. So
Great.
whenever we are doing anything, it must meet the requirement. That is the most important point in the communication.
Right.
So I have also taken this into the account whenever I am presenting or speaking with the people.
And I'm sure
What
it's
is their
very,
need and expectation?
yes, I'm sure it's very
That is the
motivating
most
to,
important point.
yes, and very motivating to get a feedback from our immediate managers and our senior managers. I'm sure it must be very motivating for you. So, Praveen, how has the Vani program helped you increase your productivity at the workplace? Apart from, like you said, you've been able to present your meetings in a better way, they have become more precise. Anything else that comes to your mind about your productivity at the workplace? Uh,
Right.
yes, Praveen. So you're talking about your productivity at the workplace.
So my productivity has yes, my productivity at workplace has improved a lot in the sense of communicating with the people, and also in my individual life also that I have started learning novels and some of the this what we can say uh, news reading skill of newspaper that I have start develop with this Vani app. Just I want to say that have increased this productivity at my workplace. The point number one is that I have become analyst.
Mm-hmm.
The first
Okay.
point is that I have become analyst. Analyst in the sense that I have started understanding the psychology of the people. Psychology in the sense that what we can use so that the people can understand.
Okay.
This is the point that I have come across. That is why
Mm-hmm.
I have told you that I have become analyst. Analyst in the sense, see, my profile is like that. I have to communicate with the workmen and
Mm-hmm.
to the staff and to the management level people
Right.
and also to the client. So whenever you are interacting with the workmen, we have to have a different mindset because they are not skilled enough to understand English. So we have to always come out from this language barrier.
Right.
It is not like that we have to always communicate in the English language.
You're on mute, Praveen. Yes.
Sorry,
No, no
just
problem.
one call.
No problem.
So I was saying you about this
Yeah.
that
So
I
you're
have
able
become
to
an analyst.
analyze the situation better and convey your thoughts according to the person, according to your target audience.
Right. And second point is that choosing of the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Choosing of the topic in the sense that on what subject I have to deliver
Mm-hmm.
to the people.
All right.
So if you choose the subject name which is interacting to the people and that makes the people encouraging to know about it. So whenever you are choosing the subject, it also make impact to the people. Just like the movie name, the people, the director is selecting, that
Right.
also make a kind of encouragement among the people to movie name is like that,
Right.
So the subject is also a kind that we have to close in a manner that makes more interacting to the people.
Right.
Third point is that the people should not become dull during the course of communication.
Mhm.
It must be like entertaining a people, entertaining in the people in the sense what you want to convey. He has to get 100% into his or
Right.
her mind.
You should be able to hold the attention of your audience. Yeah.
Right, right.
Right.
It is not like that. They have compulsory made me to sit and listen to my voice. It should not be like that. It
Right.
should be like that. It is interacting and it is beneficial for their career.
Hmm.
So whenever you speak with the people that it is a career oriented program, then it makes a zeal inside him that yes, if I learn out of this training, definitely it will help it out in my professional career.
Absolutely.
And the
Absolutely.
last point is that what you are going to take away and how it is going to make benefit in your career as well as in your individual life. Based on this, I have changed the mindset of the people at
Uh-huh.
my project site
Okay.
and changing a human mindset in line with the management requirement or in line with the standard, you will feel glad. You will get inspiration that you did something.
Thank you so much, Praveen. Thank you for connecting with me. It was a pleasure speaking to you today and to hear such wonderful feedback about Vani. Thanks a lot.